Awaiia tusang sakpakpan.
In April 2012, the British Museum's North American collection hosted a delegation of Inuinnait from the Central Arctic, organized by the Northwest Territories Literacy Council. 6 delegates made the 7,000-mile trip to the museum and spent 5 days viewing and interacting with the museum's collection of Inuinnait material, which numbers some 250 objects. The overall goal of the project was to have representatives from the Inuinnait communities engage with the collection and to collect the memories that the objects trigger. The visit to the British Museum provided Inuinnait the opportunity to formulate and present their own interpretation of their history and traditional skills to the wider public. These collections provide a comprehensive ethnography of the Inuinnait people at that period in history and are the oldest collections in the world of their type. For the Inuinnait delegates, this was an opportunity to awaken sleeping words, words which had fallen into disuse in the Inuinnaqtun language through the changes their societies have experienced in the last century. For the museum, it was a chance to learn more about the collections from the people to whom they mean most. No one from the Inuinnait communities had ever seen the collection. In a society based on oral tradition with no written history, triggering memories, stories, songs, and sleeping language is an important part of literacy development. This project deepened our understanding of the relationship among the objects, the Inuinnaqtun language, memories, stories and songs, as well as Inuinnait traditional skills. During the 5 days at the British Museum stores, experts and elders from the communities of Cambridge Bay and Ulahoktuk were allowed not only to look at, but to handle the objects. Through this interaction with the objects, the experts and elders used their knowledge to piece together some of the language, processes, and techniques that are close to being lost. The visit was an emotional experience for the delegates. The experience of reintroducing the collections to the Inuinnaqtun language for the first time in a century or more reduced many to tears.
It was really amazing to see the trees and the plants and everything, and being able to go out with just a thin sweater or a jacket, the different climate.
I thought it was really, really awesome, and I really thought that because it was such a big place, I was really expecting to find really big stores. But I had fun, going around seeing places and realizing that all the buildings are made out of brick. Going into some of the places where it's really old, and it was so awesome. I've never seen places like that, and how close everything is.
It really makes you appreciate your home,
Space.
where you come from.
One of the things that really stood out was how to get the birds. They were called kilamit out. And, they're the things you twirl and then you throw them at the birds or the ducks and they wrap around them and then they fall. The other one was the spear that sort of had these 3 prongs in the middle. That was really awesome, but at the same time, you're wondering, what did they ever use them for and that, and how did they use them, for what purposes, for what animals, and what time of the year. Those were all the things that came to my mind every time I see a tool or something that they use. I know some of them you can use year-round, some of them you use seasonally, and some of them you use, I think, in certain types of weather and stuff like that. All those things always came into mind as soon as I saw the artifacts or the items that we're looking at. And I think the biggest thing that came to mind was every time I saw the tools that they used and that were so much an essential part of their survival, how could they give up these things while it was their, survival gear? Maybe they thought what they got was a better bargain for it, maybe a knife or a pot or something else that they thought was more useful in trading with these items that were so awesome. Yeah.
Woohoo! Seeing through the eyes of people in 18-something.
Holy cow, all of these things that we saw are not seen or used anymore, not a lot of them anyway. If you get, the more information you get on them, the more we have to document for, the future generations. Not only for them, look at us, we're stumped with some of those items.
One of the most memorable items that I saw down there were the crimp shoes, because we had been looking for those for so long, and when we realized they were there, and we went down and we seen them on the first day. It was so emotional, being able to touch them and see them and smell them and look at exactly how do you think they were made, how do you think the pattern was made, what they were made from, and who wore these last, and knowing they came from Prince Albert Sound, people of the Large Bay used them in the time frame that my great-great-great-grandparents were around that area. And the other item was that spear with the with the tattoo markings, the designs on that shaft part where they alternate from one side to the other with these designs right here. Those designs on that shaft, on that harpoon, some sort of harpoon. Seeing that and looking at my great-grandmother's tattoos, photos of that and matching them, the similarities, that was really touching, like powerful to see things like that, knowing where those tools came from. The copper ulus and the copper needles, those were really significant from the stories where our elders told us how far they have to go and get copper for their tools, and the stories behind the copper hunting, how they make noise for people to find it, how they say copper sings or copper talks so you can hear them. Hivanak doing.
Now night kutigilak pagait, and they can see it sticking up out of the ground, and they'll know where it is, and then they can, get some more material from it to make more tools.
The drum and the drum dance clothing were just so amazing to see. That drum is so old, like looking at it and touching it, wondering what kinds of songs and celebrations it went to, how many people use that drum and whose drum was it, how many stories were told through drum songs using that drum. It was so amazing to see a drum so well preserved for hundreds and hundreds of years.
And so well made, and it's still to be in that condition where we could barely keep our own drums in that condition in this day and age. And I think a lot of it was to do with the climate and the, the moisture in the air, the coolness of everything and that. But those drums, like you said, they were so significant for celebrations, for preserving song and dance, and also to make up song and dance from the experiences they had so that they could be remembered and learned by the other singers and dancers.
Jesus, amen.
This is all material from the Hanbury collection.
I feel like I'm dreaming. I just got chills. Here we are starting to take a look at some of the tools that have come out. There's ulus, chisels, harpoon heads, arrowheads, needle. This is a very emotional day. Knowing that we're touching stuff that our grandparents made. It feels heavy. I assume that native copper is heavier than manufactured copper because of all the different minerals that are with it. The way that I was told, copper pushes itself out so the person could find it and use it for tools. The way I understand it, copper was considered a living being. And it sort of gives itself to you so you can use it to make tools. It's just like when we go hunting, an animal gives up its life so your family can eat and have clothing. And that's one of the things that we always tell our kids. After you go hunting and you've taken something down, you say thank you to it. So you can, for one thing that I always say when I get a muskox, I say, thank you for giving up your life so my family can eat. So it's, copper it's just like a living thing.
Yeah. Ko ia hanani akeni kalgen liumanna haniani kangoya karvia kangaralu pihara ngamik tuktu hiyo reaktor khutik kangoya tarvian
kapihiktume oyarakhirtut nunata ijanani tahamane kangoya rid amiga vektu takuwakhime
kangoya
Kannuya.
Mom, when she saw the picture of these scissors, she goes, "Oh, I wonder if we invented scissors too."
Small and big. Ulu kuna ai, kimalet mikit kian.
I hoa kemana una kimadin wa. Uwang na kimadin wa. Wow, kimadin na kikame. Una kimadin dia dua kimadin.
The most important thing about this collection is that while it's been here for 160 years, nobody has really written about it or documented it properly. So when we work with native communities, with Inuit people, what we want to do is obtain really good information about that collection so that it can go up on the web so that it's accessible to anybody, not just Inuit and not just Inuit from Canada, but people from all over the world. Some of them don't. So these ones were collected by this man called Hanbury, who was a private explorer who went up to the Central Arctic a couple of times. And in his second visit in 1902, he went along the coast and he made a collection of about 60 things, beginning with the loon cap. And he stayed with people. It was in the spring and they were still out on the ice in snow houses, and he stayed with them and he took photographs of them, but we haven't found his photographs yet. Those will be the first photographs of Inuit. So today, when people have looked at the dance clothing, when they've looked at the copper knives, the panna, and they've been able to explain what the materials are, what is wolf skin and what is fawn skin from a caribou, and what is an older caribou, and what is ugruk, and what is bearded seal, and what is not bearded seal, and all of those things, and describe all the different parts of a parka, of an amauti for a woman. All of that information is hugely important, and it's a really vital opportunity to have elders here today to be able to do that. Otherwise we lose the information, and it's only by talking to people and doing this kind of project that the objects come alive.
These ones are Gangariong mute, like numiutik ukwak, numiutik ivaktag, atungang mit pileochimayon, hamnat daw mitkoyachimayo, like natta, imaileochogik mechochimayain. Malwin nangok tuk akwag ulukhaktume imaituleortaartu taipahuklu ochealuk ayuviakto oqarrimayoq taipahummit iliharume taipahuktahamaniitillugu ayuerrautikpagu pileortaartuugeloarkihimi taipahuk aannialermattuulleertugun
anga takupcharegiganga shanilirauna takupcharegiganga angangaya yeyangaya eyanga
nalungatsit pagtaqqut qanoq merhutika uktutika ayuerraleraptaqanoq ihumagiviu
Taima tautukpohiptiktut ihumagivara ivertit piaqpaqumlugu ivertit piaqumlugu inuitakuvaktakhaat uvaptingnuinnarli ima ilihimayaptingnik havangittugut inu aallavlu takuvagakhamik havaktitaunahorrettugut kakkijapiaqarugiatarlagu ajornarnaranu tikitpatunitjavaqa ai kakkitigu Awai ya tu sang nak sakpakpan. Awalivuni ma tu sang nak sakpakpan. Awai ya Shani ngayuling minung nakakpagkamig. Awalivuni matusang nagsakpagpan. Away Tama pilyak pagtay. Nuat katiging itatik. Inmingnot pula ka ngamik. Ako'y magtugaloy hili inong nuna. Tay matok. Ako'y ngamik inya ngamik. Pitinik atok himay tunik. Ato haktanik atulimay piaktut. Atok himay tuinangnik. Atok kami tuinangnik. Atok ahokal tuting numerahoayuk tut. Tay matok pit ko hekaluangin. Kau iya kaluawun ubagut. Tau tupak sa kaluawun ubagut. Nahu. Kanok liok miliuna.
Kanok daw hapkod tayo nakaktun.
Hapkod tayo nakayetut. Ate kakinak tut kimi tuat tukaliglo. Una tuat tukalig-uba. Tuat tukalig-ngokok. Tuat tukalig-juta uba kat kanay tuk tuat tuk. Kitikakok. Hamunat tuk. Hamunay naktok imatut. Mekok himayut. Ilagay ng walwak. Kadli na kalingmik taok tayo taas. Kung nakadli na kalingmik tayo kukangan itok.
We refer sleeping words to words that are not being used anymore, or you don't have the opportunity to use the words because of the modern world we live in, and we don't see or do these activities anymore. A lot of the time it's only when we're looking at traditional objects that these words come back.
Now not harong the unakimi. Now ligaut abun habun biu.
So now ligaut is the term for throwing your harpoon. Dam na daw ikhat.
Ukawi adikingin.
Ukawi adikingin.
When the opportunity arises, we wake them up and then record them and make a note of them so that we know for what reason or what opportunity these words can be used.
So depending on which tribe or community you come from, then they either say ikhat or nauligaut.
Kangariang miut hapkwad numiutin, ukwak tuat-tualat kangarahuit ukwad numiutigi patay. Ananatema mamata ingat tau miuplo ananatenilo haluhilo taipahuklo hapkwad ano angutait ikpako haraklo higalok. Ano ka himayulipok sunitaw tulakpagtahe. Bihwara nga may Cook River mit ekakavelong mon. Tahamani tahapkod ilay ekaluptut puanit bihwayulo ulukak to miut kangeriwa miut. Tiki katigi nga may hapkuning nga ano kanik atokotik numakpek.
Where? Ogden Bay.
They're close to this region. This kind of style.
almost Lapland style.
Hamunga, mitko hamna imagine mitko hamna hamunga I have kunungan no ay unahan mo ngayon na mitko no imagine
Mickey Fiero. Không nè mà nôn nát đó.
I'm not not you no hewa. Hari ka ang magpin na hewa tunay.
Thèm nạc
Iya. Not dili kay may hari ka tiang ang kang
Hamana hono Onan wa kanu ketutik ya kan takulah.
They're primitive tools. The museum has theirs.
Nasir tuning itu haruk. Hamna aho. Kena aktumik imelih mana khimamna.
Kena bere lukto.
Kipita khimayo na kami ay.
Kipita khimayo na kami ay. Tuk dumang na isukat. Kipita khimayo na kayo kam.
Tipa yung mata mamiyan. Tipa yung niluilitang nakako. Tikunaw ya kahit. Tipa yung tulay. Over 100 years tipa yung. Tipa yung.
Numiu daw yung nakhiyaw ay.
Numiu daw yung nakhiyaw na tama.
Numiu daw
Ako ang may tinaway.
Ako ang may.
Ako ang may
nakuli.
Tiriya kang mitay may daw.
Tiriya nga, mihi yung naktukito aki mayo nakigami ay.
Taki, ako
ang may tigwit.
Ayaw ka ma-ako ang may.
Ayaw tutita ko yan.
Ayaw ka ma. Kaya may liyok Ako ang may tigwit. Fita. Oo nga ako ang may timan naman. Ay, mama.
Mary.
Ha?
Moonwalk
Unang daw numiu. Numiu daw unang kangariyo miutat numiutan. Daw tong pagtakot piksan ni. Pihuang megangamik tikiu tigangamik ikaluptut te miulu kangariyo miulu. Koklok tong miulu nunami pihuarangamik numilerangamik hapkuninga ano akutik. Alehu lukau tigiplugit. Wow. Nagyaylo tu te kangit tu te pek tu mig
Mekho pak. No tatsa tu tay tuming mekholi ma.
Look at their knees. Alam iya.
Ada kamang na imario ko sa puno imario. Kanok takitidang tayo imario.
They just measure with their hands.
Can I flip it over?
Pula dito hamna.
Una kengoata idaginnattaa tuktumai. Kengoata idaginnattaa.
Ano?
Kengoata idag. Talpanaunai.
You did ubba? No. Must be, Unitoham.
Nagyokakvin.
Nagyokakvin.
Hamna idun muvit kutinnuanga hidataani hamna. You know, ima avadit kuma idun mungniamat amigai hamna idun muvit kutinnuanga tuattunwa.
I don't understand.
So the edge won't flip.
So the edge won't slip.
Curl in.
Okay. That's why they put this on out inside. Something like kiratata.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, I understand.
Okay.
Bias tape mikpaluktunan.
You know the way they sew them long ago. Sometimes the words get lost because we don't use them anymore because we don't have the opportunity to use the language, and so those words are disappearing. But when they put them into the language we understand today using the modern materials, that's when they come back.
This is sewn inside.
She just said it.
Ilun muvit kuta.
She said Ilun muvit kuta. And then only once she said Karatata, and then she today.
Una, this piece here, I want to see this one. Una, no. Tuk.
Just trying to figure out which part of the
Over. Kami kawe. Uwa imay tua. Tuk. Una, no. Tayo may ikwa. Ikwa ta idanga. That's what I was wanting about. Ikwa ta idanga.
Ia, Hanna. Katiin mai o hamunga. Ikwa te iranga unutuktu. Nau nei toi.
I bet you they try to use one skin to make one park.
Hatunu kami una taman. Iruitunu na kong.
Pinnakutai una uwang kiluka. Tunau nei to. Una kiluka.
Iruito.
Kilukang nera minau.
Ilanau nei to.
Oh no, iman.
Iruito.
Una pinnekutigi blue hamuna pinnera mira.
Hamuna luai.
Mekhoke mai walok tahamna tahapwan iloni.
Hamuna.
Atau atau ai alla. Ubbalu ubba.
Amigai dumiglibi.
Ubba na hobit ta kun naktukimi natkang mi hamuna ai. Hamna na khokho maya hamunga. Kimi hamna.
Iruito hannai.
Una. Kimi hokto hamna mekhakh maya tai.
Idanga ihat koti mayona kami ay. Koti mayona ito. Una imaringa nuatu inman. Uwang na koti mayona kami.
Iranga ho uwang
Hamna lui.
It would have been fine like this, but if they took a piece out from here, it would go
To make
like
it
that to make it shape.
Tuk amiani kakone hamna kayo ilak tuk tau magluni hana yau himayo kikian tau maybe carpet Happy hook.
Kikia verno na kikia ding. Kikia verno itu nak buat
Happy hook.
Katinak tu.
Dai ma habi katira kami gai.
Iya.
Iya.
Habi dia nunggu.
112 years old.
That says Hudson Bay.
1900.
Iglo o matakulak.
Oh, down it.
You.
Can you lay it flat?
Ask him
I'll
first.
hold it up this way. As you can tell, I love holding them.
Dam na titira kanok uvanit.
Hudson Bay, presented by D. Hanbury, ESQ 1900.
One more. Maybe you can start on that. Opponents.
Kano, no me katigi. No me katigi, dai ma, no me katigi ni. Aki haking itu, no me katigi. No me katigi tama.
Tara nga militam na. Duniyaw lara nga mi kanok litayaw vakchok tam na. Daw tuki maya kalawa ka tam na. Tam na numero nga mi inumog alam. Tam na ibalu.
Ani tiu midakta ko. Pekset angit rakom nuti tako ka pipikset ako. Be careful, be careful.
You come.
Are you holding it?
There you go. That should be right.
I'm too small to namagi. Yakuana. Guana, my dad too, and my granny. They're the good ones too from that. That's why I wanted to carry it and show it to my family, my kids. Make me feel good. Good. Something to take home. That's making me feel better. I feel good. There, I'm ready to go. Anwanga. Taima anwanga. Anwa.
Anwa itayuda. Anwa
konghemya.
Oh, unataw anwa.
Duck bones look like our bird. Seal claws, seal skin.
Taham, tahapa, anwam taivagai, anaro taimatu taivang mer, inut kocipta anaro angata, ang pinay, anwam taivagai, koyagin na okong hang mutat, anwang mat. Una, kanong taivang na, kataivang na, kaya manginap kinuwang tahapko. Hapko, ano mga kawi mga ito.
Mga kawi mga ito nga. Angat kong magkimay karututiyami. Uy, karang na nga. Dahil na di ka ikarututiyami, angat ko pagkimagaluan. Takuwi aki manginap ko. Angat ko mo nipkaktaw.
Nagdak or?
Nagtiyo. Cookie.
I mean, amya, hamna. Una hamna.
Nattirai. Nattirai wit kokaktuk tahan hamna. Hamna ilitang naktukhamma ilanga. Nattirai.
Nattiak ugyugo maluni.
Ugyugo mi hapkuan ang inyahanay.
Hat pandak hat pandak.
Nattiyo yukli hapkuan hauni. Nattiyo blukukin. Iya.
Hapko ke meeting micam. Ping micam.
Hauni ta. Ting miam. Iya. Ting miam hauni ta. Aku akhat ko ihawin.
Duck bones?
Duck bones and
seal claws,
rabbit.
seal skin. I'd say maybe a ritual to go with the animals that you're around, like probably to do with the marine mammal, this one.
My brother-in-law and I have been trying to figure out how to make these.
16?
Yeah.
Unak ti takamayo gamikay.
So one of the first.
Do have a tua. Nagiyo uming mam nagiyo ini. Uming mam nagiyo ini. Pwede sila nakahamon ko pagkangam kin. Kano kada? Unak sita ko okok man meho kimako ko pektek pagay unak kang ito tayo matuwa waktu nga. Oh.
The length of the bow is 4. Right to here. It's 4.
Allahumma ice.
Darba margo himayo. Imatun margo himayo. Imatun piplu ataw hamon. Imay diyo kangat ataw tumutay may didang mata. Tay may diyo kataktu kama.
Kan peretito.
Kepin na ko ito, kepikangam tayo. Iwaro panay imuraya kangap ti pero blugin imatod or kahit takawit pidak pagtawad imurayangin na pagtutama tayo madyo ka man nakayakay kila tayo matama ito imay diti ka pukima kasi ka pukima kukuna
ang niyak to at inok kanawit timi piute kapsok
Una ubu nga idu ito kitata, ubu na kikata titi imeli ngayon kami ay. Una kihim idu na uwi kikata titi ito.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I gotta go caribou hunting to get nagyuk.
Una na pinakataki mayo.
Tuktum nagyun
Tuktum nagyun. Imeli ngayon. Kipukti ngayon kami ay. Kipukti ngayon na kami manay.
Atak hamang nito ko na ang nalo na ito ko ay atak hamang na
hanap kaktitaw
Tako. Ham na ato mayo na kami mayak to ham na. Kako nga dito ham na ato mayo kami mayak to yukay. Ato kami to kalinaw na itinayani.
Iya.
Nangat ko tanin sa may hibuapi yung manang biblo. Iya.
Kahamatay may tuyo na kayo. Unan na pinakataki mayo.
tuktum nagyun
Tuktum nagyun. But this is different.
Ia, una ikadukyo ko tiyawngin na miya aho alamik dahil dito ka ko nakakaya.
Ia, alamik dahil dito ka pandayo.
Dahil,
ikadukyo tiyawngin na timiyakyo tiyawngin.
We're looking at these spears and we could not figure out why the spear had barbs here out in the middle. And then when somebody just a few minutes ago explained what they were for, I just realized why there's these barbs in the middle in case they miss the bird. Probably with the front part of the spear, they have a chance in the middle to catch it.
Na waktu dia awya mecurai muhan, na awya kami kami tukut September kuangan doni akasing kuangan doni talpatwa.
Later on, maybe towards the fall, we're thinking they pick them. So when they pick them, the inside of the willows is not so liquidy and causes it not to warp as much.
Okay, akanganay. Now they have to do it. Kayo takpanay with you. Ay, ikurat tirain mata. Ikulalong mata.
oftentimes the Inuit would travel to a place where they have the willows. So I remember one of the elders often would travel to Kogloktok area to pick up willows and then travel back to the community.
And one of the reasons why there's certain times of the year you go pick them is when they're dry. We're at Okpalik, so we get check out some willows. I'll probably dry this stuff up for maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months, see how it is after a while. This one's got a nice, not too bad bend to it.
So when you talk about drying them, how will you dry it? Indoors?
Yeah, I'm going to put it in my furnace room. I think that should be enough. I'll compare this one to a later fall one, and I'll let you know. We had about 10 participants, both male and female, that were interested to come up and try to learn how to make the cable-back traditional boats that we've seen in a museum in England. And we had about 15 maybe, and we made the wooden longbows with the braided sinew, and made some arrows with the ones that I made have copper and caribou antler, as close as possible as I can make them to what we saw in England at the British Museum. I got to use it on muskox. This arrow still has the blood on it, and this arrow went into muskox. One out of caribou antler and one with copper. And on the third shot, when I was going to put the third arrow into the muskox, I heard the limb crack, so I can't really use his bow anymore. But I got to say I used it enough. Got to hit a muskox with it.
We're so thankful for partnerships, for having us go down to Britain to look at these items. It took a lot of years of planning and putting things together. NWT Literacy Council, ICRC, the museum in Britain, working so hard to get the crew from Ulukhaktok, ICS, and Literacy Council, the professor from Lethbridge, getting us all down there to go through the items. I'm so thankful for all the work and support they gave us to get us there.
Awaya tu sang sakpakpan, awaliwuni matu sang sakpakpan, awaya ya 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 ya. Saninga yuling minung nakakpakamig. Awaliwuni matu sang nagsakpakpan, awaya ya 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 ya.